Have you ever wondered why Nigeria had never progressed? Have you ever wondered why Nigerians have never had the opportunity to experience good governance? Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that every day they sing one Nigeria as a song, yet Nigeria continue to break up by every passing minute? Have you asked yourself these questions? Now, I have an answer to that. Watch this.
I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists.
This man is 101% correct in his position. Constitution constitutes the soul of every nation or any country or any society. The Constitution is what determines, is the engine room, let me just put it that way, the engine room of every society. Now, if the Nigerian Constitution is anti-people as it is, if the Nigerian Constitution is the major problem of Nigeria, if Nigerian Constitution is everything a constitution must not be, when you call federation, when you say federal republic, that you call Nigeria, my dear, there is no hope. As far as Nigeria is concerned, as it is constituted today, there is no hope. Read my lips, QRD. Everybody understands and know that this constitution that Nigeria is parading is anti-people's constitution. It is a military constitution ratified by greedy politicians so that they will continue going to Abuja, taking away the power of governance from the people. Taking it far away from the people. That is the major reason why your governors cannot fix your schools and you cannot hold them accountable. That is the reason why your federal roads, we call them federal roads, cannot be fixed. Go to the southeast, my homeland. The federal highways are death traps. That is the reason why you cannot control your resources. You in the Niger Delta region, you produce the bulk of this country's resources. And yet, you are worse hit by poverty, deprivation, and everything inhuman. You cannot cultivate. Your land has been soiled by oil spill. You cannot fish. Your rivers are dead. You cannot even have access to good water. Go to those areas. You will cry and weep. That is the reason why your politicians will do everything to go to Abuja, where they will be sharing national cakes for themselves, while the people languish in abject poverty. How can you tell me that the educational system will work when the federal government is holding grip even from the primary education? How can you tell me that your hospitals will work? How can you tell me? How can you tell me that Nigeria has a hope with this kind of constitution? Well, my senior comrade and brother, Clifford, had this to say about the Nigerian constitution. Listen to him. I'll be right back.
Let me reveal a secret that many people do not know. the caliphate, they have found out that the 1999 constitution is on a downward spiral. It is irredeemably being repudiated, rejected, and it is on its way to the trash can. In order to stop this, they have combined forces with their British government collaborators and some of our own Igbo people and those people who are even our neighbors. And now what have they done? They have floated the idea of Igbo Presidency 2023 in order to distract the Igbos who are already hell-bent on throwing away that book of Lucifer called the 1999 Constitution. Now, let's make it very clear. According to this Constitution, it is absolutely impossible for any person of Igbo extraction to be voted in as the president of Nigeria. Why? Because when you go into section 134, subsection 2 of the Constitution, you find out that the condition there for electing a president does not favor an Igbo man. But let's keep that aside. Let's even build on an assumption that all the candidates that will be contesting in 2023 are all Igbos. That means head or tail, an Igbo man wins or woman wins. Let's assume an Igbo man wins. Now, will that person not subscribe to Schedule 7? Because according to Section 140 of this Constitution, anybody who wins the presidency of Nigeria must subscribe to Schedule 7. And what did Schedule 7 say? Schedule 7 is about the oath of allegiance and the oath of office. Meaning that whoever wins must swear an oath to defend, to preserve, and to protect this Constitution. This book of Lucifer, this pack of lies, this illegal document, this unitarily imposed document that we, the citizens of Nigeria, never made.
Thank you, my brother Clifford. You have made an explicit explanation to this. Now, you will now understand the reason why an average Igbo man, there is a book, one other comrade, a senior comrade at that, Barrister Emeka asked him his book, Nigerian Presidency or Biafra, what do Igbos want? The answer is very simple. My people want Biafra. Biafra represents freedom. Biafra represents innovation. Biafra represents creativity, progress. That is exactly what Biafra represents, because it was exhibited even during the war and keep being exhibited by Biafra still today. Their ingenuity is unquestionable, is immeasurable. And some people are beginning to fan up this 2023 Biafra, not Biafra, Nigerian presidency, Igbo presidency of 2023. I must tell you, Monyenu, Monyane, everybody from the southeast, present it on the table. They want at least an autonomous region. There is this line among the Igbos. Very minute set of greedy people. I call them greedy people. They are the ones that want Nigeria to remain as it is, because they are benefiting from the skilled system against their own people, because they are eating from the tables of from their master, the crumbs that drops from the tables of their masters in Abuja. They are the only ones that will say, leave Nigeria as it is. That you leave Nigeria the way it is, with the structure and everything that Igbos need everywhere to do their business and all that crap. Very greedy, they are not even up to 2% in our society. Then, the larger bulk of Igbo, whether from any level of life, whether the elites, whether the business class, whether the low, everyone will agree with me that the Ndi Igbo, the Southeasterners. Let me talk about Ndi Igbo now, before extending it to the other Biafran territories in the Niger Delta region. Good. They want freedom. Now, what kind of freedom do they want? What level of freedom do some say? They want freedom in terms of regional autonomy, the freedom to control their resources, the freedom to take their decisions, to control their security, to control their resources, to control their health, to control their schooling education system, the freedom to take decisions that affects them directly, to harness their potential while being part of a larger Nigeria in a true federating system. They call it autonomous region. Now let me take you back to history before I move further. That this is how Nigeria was structured before the coup. Yes, regional government. And that time you have somebody like Emayo Bara. Hey, that man till the southeast or till the southeast or Eba. What he established is still very, very, very active up to today because of regional autonomy. In fact, the southeast was considered the biggest and largest and the fastest growing economy in the entire world. I'm not talking about Africa. You see the competition, you see the advancement. By now, if that had continued up to now, Southeast would have been, what is Dubai to compare with what we have here? So this is exactly what had been killed by Nigeria. And Nigeria succeeded in destroying itself, trying to destroy Biafra. Somebody said that Nigeria died trying to kill Biafra. Now, going back to what I was saying, Ndi Igbo need freedom. And some part of the people say they want this freedom still as Nigerians, but in a true federating system where every region will have the rights and the powers to govern themselves by themselves. That's the freedom they want. Economic freedom, political freedom, even spiritual freedom. Now, the other part, which, in fact, in the resentment is so much among the young people like me, they want outright freedom, separation completely from Nigeria, state. Let everybody be on your own to your tent, oh Israel. They want outright freedom. They don't want anything to do with Nigeria because Nigeria is considered the British colonial a product of colonization, and colonization is a negative, has a negative impact, is a negative influence, is a wrong foundation, and you cannot argue that too. That is the truth, because colonization represents exploitation, deprivation, subjugation, everything negative, anti-African, everything to, oh Jesus, you cannot put that into measure. Now, that is the other philosophy of freedom for my people in the Southeast. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to reveal too much. But the truth of that, the bottom line of this whole thing is that whether you're asking for self-determination, complete outright freedom of Biafran people from Nigeria, or regional autonomy where you can harness your potential, let me tell you, the bottom line of it is that they want freedom. And here is the perspective of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, president, with respect to whether it's Igbo presidency or freedom. Which one do Ndigbo want? Listen to him.
What I want for the Southeast, if you ask my personal opinion, and what I think most people in the Southeast want, is that we should be allowed to develop our place at our own pace. Let's go to a restructured Nigeria in which every area, the question of who becomes president of Nigeria will become less controversial. I hate this idea of donating the presidency to a particular section just to assuage their feelings. And rather than bake the cake, we share the cake. Naturally, every Southeasterner would like the president of Nigeria to come from the Southeast. But The recruitment process in Nigeria has to be rejigged. The parties have become anointing stations with no democratic credentials for making the best of decisions. So a bright man who wants to be, look at the former deputy governor of Central Bank who came to run for president. He was easily the most educated of the presidential candidates. His experience in macroeconomic management was unassailable. But it was impossible, given the influence of political parties, leading political parties in our country, for him to make any major showing. People were voting for their parties rather than for the individuals. So we have to go through a rejig of our entire political process. Even though it will be in the benefit of the Southeast to have the next president come from it, and it will assuage their feelings of marginalization. You know, a Southeastern president of Nigeria with a jaundiced constitution still remains ineffective and unsatisfactory to the people of the Southeast. Our case is not peculiar to only Igbos. Many other parts of Nigeria feel that the ground is not level. And this is what gave rise to the Southern and Middle Belt Leadership Forum. So the Yorubas of Afenifere, the Pandef in the South, you know, the Middle Belt, and Ohanese are now saying the same thing. Restructure this federation. Take us back to the agreement our forefathers reached with the colonial masters when independence was declared. Our present extant constitution is an imposition of the military. A supreme military council that was not elected by anybody, that did not respect any known parameter in its recruitment except seniority in the army, that was lopsided in terms of its geographical identity of membership, imposed a constitution, enacted it like a legislation. It was not subjected to a plebiscite. It was not subjected to a referendum. In law, you say it's not autochthonous because the people did not agree that the 1999 constitution is their constitution. We didn't vote for its approval. So it's not cognizable in law as a valid constitution. It has been imposed of us by sheer force. And no government has had the courage to subject it to a national plebiscite. And if you do, most Nigerians will say this is not our constitution. We've created local government and states administrative structures that do not obey any known parameter. We've taken away the sovereignty of natural resources from our people and concentrated in an omnibus and amorphous federal government that is characterized by inefficiency over time. To be honest with you, I put the blame squarely on the president of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria.
Why?
The president of Nigeria has allowed a crisis to smolder on something he has every authority to address because of his biases. Secondly, the people of Nigeria have embraced democracy without embracing the culture of democracy. We don't speak to government. We don't hold government accountable. And so anybody who is in government is like a superior Nigerian. If he's a local government chairman, he can do whatever he likes. He doesn't need to account to you how he spends his local government money. If he's a governor, he can do what he likes. If he's a president, it is a higher form of what you like. When I was a child, herdsmen were in my part of the country. They never carried weapons. They carried sticks. They never invaded people's farms. They went to grazing fields. In fact, the Eastern Nigerian government established a cattle ranch in Nwodo where we grew our local Muturu cows. Now, but what we now have is a jihad. People come from Futa Jalon, from Guinea and all kinds of places, and they invade our country. Our borders are porous. If you have ever been to any of the borderline states in Katsina, in Sokoto, you find that you don't need a passport to enter Nigeria. So, my brother, what we have, how can a law say that the state government is a custodian of land? And the state assembly, in our constitution, in Benue State, makes a law saying You can't establish this kind of things you want except it's regulated in a ranch. You don't. How can governor of Ebonyi State say you can't move cattle in my state except by vehicular movement? You don't do it by land because you ravage our farms. And Emiate Allah chiefdom tells him you can't do that. And nobody arrests him. He's free to, but IPOB says this is not a fair country and you arrest all of them and declare them a terrorist organization. Something is wrong, fundamentally wrong.
I respect this man so much. He is an eloquent speaker. He said it in a clear terms and not being ambiguous about it. Now, on his other part of his heart, in his innermost heart of heart, I must tell you, yes, he will argue that if Igbo is given presidency, then things will get better in 2023. People like me, considering the Nigerian constitution, we came very close to having a true federalism, reconstituting Nigerian constitution during the time Jonathan was there when he did confab. You remember what happened to it? You need somebody that have political will. You need people that have political guts to be in power to execute that. That is where you back everything because you map on how to solve this puzzle, on how to get ourselves off from this hook. That is where the bulk of the game is. And that is where a lot of people get confused. Many of my people get so emotional about it. But let me tell you, emotions cannot solve this problem. We need to tackle this problem head on because our life, our future depends on it. I must tell you that. Yes. Yes, our lives and future depends on it. And the people should understand this because this platform is here to educate you, to inform you, to open your eyes, to see beyond your nose, to see beyond the ordinary, and provoke some kind of consciousness that will trigger a revolution here, mental revolution. And that is why we have set up some kind of platform to help harness the people, bring the people together, make the people form a formidable force, a political force that will get the right people, that will get this thing done. To be honest with you, the truth is that you cannot do that with guns and bullets. You cannot do that with guns and bullets. Because these people that are bent on keeping you under slavery in Nigeria, they have all the guns and bullets. You don't have any. So you just have one option to go through the political process. But the problem is that the bulk of the people are not properly informed. They are not mentally informed. They are not mentally sound to understand the keys and the powers they have. Because if they do, also Baliru Abazu, I'm telling you this. That thing when you talk about provoking a political revolution, people will say it is not possible that they will rig election. That shows, in fact, it takes a fool to be ruled by a fool. It takes a complete coward to be ruled by never-do-wells. It's a shame. But I want to challenge you, listening and watching this video. I want to challenge you. If you understand the power you have, if you have been baptized by what we are bringing out of this platform, I want to challenge you to join the political revolution, PRM, People's Restoration Mission. People's Restoration. We are on a mission. People's Restoration Movement. We are on a mission. Good governance mission. Good governance ministry. And that is what BVI Channel 1 stands for. We want to provoke this consciousness in you to join this mental revolution that will transform and trigger political revolution, that will deliver the freedom you seek. There is no two ways about it. There is no mincing word about it. There is no propaganda about it. You have to face it head on, or you keep complaining, lamenting, and crying on social media. That is all I want to say today. I want to tell you that we are on ground and we are determined to go down to the grassroots, to extend this message to the grassroots. We need your support. We need your support to go down to the grassroots. We need your support to take this message to all the churches. We need your support to take this message to all the markets. We need your support to take this message even down in the schools, in the rural area. We don't have the resources to do that. Whatever you seek depends on this. The freedom you seek depends on this. If the people get the message, I tell you, what have been held against us, no matter what part you are from Nigeria, you are a victim of this system. So your future, your life depends on what we do on this platform. And that is why I must tell you, as a way of wrapping up, if you are watching this video but you have not clicked on the subscription button, it is free. Click on it. Don't just stop at clicking on it. Click on the bell. Don't just stop at clicking on the bell for notification. Bring in more people, because we want to raise at least 1 million persons on this platform. And I tell you, we can do what we can do with it. It cannot be overemphasized. We will determine governments. We will determine what happens. We will determine the kind of life we want to live here in this God-forsaken system of a governance. Do this and you see the change. Here, we are not mincing word. We are not politically correct. We are not giving up on anything. We will stop at nothing until the freedom of my people and everyone that is a victim in this Nigeria will be guaranteed. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Invite other people to subscribe. Our platforms are there on the Facebook, on the Twitter, on Google+, on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere. Just search BVI Channel 1. It is only one on the social media. Be part of this great community to change our life for good. Stay safe. I'm signing out. But before I go, let me tell you, now we will be the people. Now we be government.
We, the government.